Greetings world, a slightly unusual one. I don't normally do videos like this, but I was just scanning through Twitter, known as Planet X now, and I just seen the most amazing post on there. Let me just show you this post so you can have a good look at it. Actually, let's look at the full video, and I've credited the guy who posted it, David Ellis. So I just wanted to tell my own story. So when I was about 21, I was in Cuba on holiday. Was I 21? Yeah, I was about 21, maybe a little bit older. Obviously not that long ago. I was in Cuba on holiday, and we went to see some wild dolphins, and they weren't kind of enclosed, they weren't in a SeaWorld situation, they were in the open water. And obviously they'd been trained, but it was kind of a pier. And you went to this pier, and you had the ocean obviously around Cuba, and these dolphins came to say hello. And I'll tell you what they did after. But we were all queuing up at the pier, and there was probably, if I remember correctly, there was maybe about 10 or 15 of us, and there was I was with my girlfriend at the time, and she decided she wasn't going to do it, so she just stayed back. So we were all basically going to go and see these dolphins, and everybody took turns for the dolphins to come up to the pier and see us. And there was a very loud American girl there, and I have many American friends, many friends from all across the universe. But she was particularly annoying. Let's just put it bluntly. She was very annoying, and she was talking about the dolphins all the time, going, "Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that?" And it didn't take a genius to figure out that she was pretty much annoying most of the people that were there. So one by one, we got into the sea, into the ocean, and these two amazing dolphins. I wish I had the picture, but it's in England and I'm in Cambodia. But these two amazing dolphins kind of came up, and this is how it worked. So you lay down flat in the ocean, and one dolphin got behind one foot, and another dolphin got behind the other foot, and they put their noses on your feet, and they propelled you through the water. So this is the dolphins, high-tech graphics. So this is the dolphins pushing you with both feet, and eventually they pushed you so far, and then they pushed you up in the air, so you were flying in the air like this, and then you came crashing down, and then the dolphins swam back round, put their noses back on your feet, and took you back to where you came from. So the American girl was just before me in the queue. So the dolphins came up, and she kind of lay there, and they put their noses on her feet, and they pushed her probably about, not far at all. Let's just call it 20 meters for the sake of it. And then they kind of gave up, and she was like, "What's happening? Why aren't the dolphins?" Apologies for the accent. "Why aren't the dolphins doing it?" And I could see I knew that the guy who was kind of running it, he must have known what was going on. So the dolphins were like, so he kind of said, go on, do it again. So they kind of went back, pushed her another few meters. Basically, they were not interested. They weren't bothered. They didn't really want to push this girl, or they were having a laugh about doing it. And eventually they pushed her a little bit, gave her a little bit of a push in the sky, and she kind of came down and came back. They did not go out far at all. And obviously she was complaining about it when she got back. And I knew what was going on. Even in my early 20s, I knew that they weren't playing because they were picking up that she was annoying everyone. So it came to my turn next, and I kind of looked at the dolphins, and I swear, and I felt this in every bit of my being, they looked at me like this, and they were laughing about what had just happened. And I was looking at them and I was thinking, I know you've done this on purpose. So it came to my turn, and I laid down, and I kid you not, they must have took me halfway back to England. We were going for what felt like a very, very, very long time. They took me so far out. They got faster and faster. And when they eventually threw me in the air, it was like feeling like Superman. I was so high up. And I came crashing back down again. And then the most insane thing happened. So they were taking me back to where I'd come from. But then they kind of did a bit of a U-turn. And then they took me back out, and they did it again. Threw me up in the air. And I was like, oh my God. So then they did take me back to kind of the pier where we'd started. And they looked at me. Did you like that? What did you think of that? And I was like, oh my God, did that actually just happen? And it happened. And it just brought back, looking at that Twitter post, just brought back the memory of that trip to Cuba and those dolphins, because it brought back the memory, but I've never forgotten it, because it was something utterly magical, to be honest. So the whole point of the post was about animals picking up on the aura of certain people, and that Twitter post was just absolutely incredible. So I thought I would just share that random story about my dolphin experience from Cuba, because it's far too long to put on a Twitter message. So yeah, that's my dolphin story, my psychic aura detecting dolphin story from Cuba. Hope you enjoyed that one. See you soon.